we're going to thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us here at Locker Room Sports Talk. We just heard from the Diamond Dean about Kentucky. We're thinking they may have a go 10-2 or something. I mean, these players they got back, that's why we break these down. It gives us a good idea too, of where they're at and the teams they're going to play, and we talk about their schedule. And man, Kentucky, they're going to have a good team, man. Okay, let's talk about the Arkansas Razorbacks. Taylon Green, QB, come from Boise State. Wide receiver Andrew Armstrong is back. Tight end Luke Hazas and GUMMS Gums and a Ty Washington. Arkansas said to have a solid tight end group, very solid. Now, could have Pittman's best year to carry the ball. They're thinking this year since he's been there. He's always had about 5.2 yards a carry or more. Pittman has always coached a physical team. The offensive line has had trouble, which is usually not a thing that he has a problem with, quote unquote. 5 losses in middle of the season last year was by 6 points or less. So they played a lot of close games. And I remember watching them several games. We try to, watch everybody. KJ was running for his life a lot. Then he's got some big problems on the offensive line in Arkansas. 34-22, a loss they had to A&M. They went 4-8 last year. So just about any kind of improvement is going to be some kind of improvement, period. 2024, the new offense, talking about Petrino, he's been there. Personal allegations aside, I think he's a good coach. He is. Last year only had 326 yards a game, which was second worst in the SEC. Most sacks for a loss in the SEC. And coming in, also these guys, Camarnia, Nichols, Blackstock, and also with the new running back, this Jaquan Jackson can come in from Utah, star by his name. They're really going to rely on him very heavily, and I'll list some other running backs here in a second because everybody's not like some dog like Derrick Henry that could just come in and tote the darn thing 40 times a night. Everybody's not him. This kid's 6'2", 235 pounds, okay? Now, that's some of the offensive guys. They look good at tight end. They got some problems up front offensive line. They got this new quarterback in Green. He come from Boise State. Played some last year. I think he got hurt later in the year. Maybe didn't get to finish the season. Now defensively, Travis Williams coached over at Auburn. I think he may have played at Auburn too. I think he did. He's been over there for a little while to help the defense there at the Tigers. Now they gave up 34 points at least 6 times last year, but All-American Landon Jackson, defensive end, should be better. So we're talking about some guys to get back. But it says they only have like 2 or 3 starters back from last year's team. So the portal had a lot of guys head out. Had some guys, good players, go over to South Carolina. Some guys jump out. Now, our linebacker group here at Arkansas, we're talking about them. That Paul kid went to Ole Miss, and the Thomas kid went to Wisconsin. It's just the times that we live in. It just is. I mean, these kids are jumping around and moving around, and it is. But the Georgia guy, ex-Sorrera, with Brad Spence, they're going to be okay. Okay, some of these guys are bringing in here, play linebacker. They did have Dean talked about a linebacker from Georgia at Kentucky. Arkansas was bringing in a linebacker from there too. Defensive back wise, just Jaden Johnson. I put a line out by his name, and Jalen Braxton. These guys they could be okay this year. You have those bad years. You only win 4 or 5 games. The old saying used to tell you kids if you was coaching them in something and whatever, you don't lose, you learn. We like Coach Pittman. I think everybody likes Coach Pittman. I really do. So keys to this, they've got to be able to run the ball. And their Sanders, he went to South Carolina. I was telling you about that earlier. So this Jackson kid, they're going to rely on him a lot. They're really going to try to, push the ball up the field him and make sure he takes care of the football a lot. The Dubion kid, Dubinon, also Russell, one of the other running backs, in Hill. So you're going to see these guys also in the backfield probably if they run a two-set back. Probably see them out there one blocking and the Johnson kid maybe running, vice versa. Now, other wide receivers, here's some other positions here. The Broden, put a check by his name, and then the Sategna, Sadanga, Armstrong. He's going to be a good guy out there to throw the ball to. This Tesla, Teslaa, and then C.J. Brown. Keep eye on him, Brown. Put a check by that. And if you're writing down stuff, Arkansas fans, here's a guy you can have a little bit of confidence in. Broden and Brown for your receivers, B and B. Defensive tackles, Ball and Gregory. Some ends, you're going to have the Dallier guy. Put a Martin by under his name, Darrillier. And linebacker, Spence. We talked about him a while ago, and the Worthy kid. They're also going to have a linebacker. Cornerback, check by Braxton and Stewart and Slaughter. Those are going to be some players they do have some experience. Like some of these guys you're talking about come back from Kentucky. They're going to have some experience. And who are they playing, Matt? Who's Arkansas got on their schedule? How's this going to turn out? Well, they don't have Bama or Georgia. Key games are probably going to be at Auburn the 21st, and also they lost 48-10 last year to Auburn. So, and that's who they're going to open the SEC with. That's going to be Arkansas's first SEC game. Will be at Auburn the 21st September. So they're going to be at Oklahoma State. They're at the 31st. They have a small team they're going to play the 31st. September 7th, they get on the road first out of the gate, play Oklahoma State. Now, I'm probably going to talk about them sometime because I've heard and rumored and been through some other pages, and we talked about Utah maybe win the Big 12. Well, that may be who they play. It's Oklahoma State. Okay, that's September the 7th. Now, the 14th, they're going to have UAB at home, talking about Arkansas. They're going to be at Auburn. There it is, first SEC game. And then the 28th, they're going to go to Arlington and play at Jerry World. They're going to play Texas A&M. So far, what are y'all thinking? I mean, let's just say they're going to be a little better than what we think. Say this quarterback works out good. They're going to be able to run the ball. Coach Pittman fixes some problems. Petrino gets the play calling in right. Let's say they beat Oklahoma State. We think they could beat UAB. I don't see them winning at Auburn. I just don't. So A&M, we'll say they have A&M at Arlington. We'll say they lose. We'll say they lose these two. Tennessee, they're going to be at home versus Tennessee, going to lose here. Then they're off October the 12th. October 18th, they got LSU. Let's say they beat LSU. I'm trying to be fair. Go to Mississippi State. Let's say they beat them. Let's say they lose to Ole Miss. They're off. Lose to Texas. And they beat La Tech on November 23rd. And then, of course, they're going to play at Missouri for their I think they play for the boot, don't they? Or is that LSU and Arkansas? Anyway, at Missouri lost a bunch. Now I broke them down a few. They did have a lot of seniors. Missouri did. So we'll say they win that one. So we're going to have them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh God! And then they're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So they could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Now, that'll keep them from being 6. I mean, if they win 6, they get to go bowling. Now, they only won 4 last year. So are they going to be better? Yes. I'll say Arkansas is going to be better next year. They're still figuring out stuff. Man, what do y'all think? hit the comments down below and give me your thoughts on this Arkansas team. I went through some of their players, told you kind of who they got coming back, and we went through their schedule here. They don't have – oh, Lord, if they had Bama and Georgia, yeah, it'd probably be another 4-win year. I got them losing to A&M, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas. Now, I got them beating Missouri, and, we're going to do A&M too. It's, we're going to do all these ACC teams every week. We're going to break into them. I'll do one or two, and he'll do one or two. And as things get closer to a season, we get in toward August, get through June and July, we'll start doing the top teams. We'll do Georgia and Bama and Ole Miss, and which we've talked about them. We talked about their quarterbacks already. Wow. If they win 7, I'll say they had a good year. What y'all think? All right, that's kind of it for today. Show 237. It's in the books. We appreciate all y'all for coming by and hanging out. And it's a good show. Talked about a lot of news and really broke down in here on Kentucky and Arkansas. Y'all tell us what you think. Comment, like, share, tell a friend. And we do appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. Come back and hang out with us then for show 238. Thank you.